Hello and welcome to another episode of The Art of Kicking Ass Elegantly TV, which is all about learning to kick ass elegantly in business, in fitness, in love and in life. I do believe we can have it all in those areas, so long as we have a really good plan of attack and the right support. I'm your host, Michelle Hext. Today, I'm going to be chatting with you about speaking as a way to engage your audience and grow your brand. Last night I was fortunate enough to go and speak at an event that was local actually, and it was part of a networking group, and it was a room full of female entrepreneurs. And again, it's just reminded me of what an amazing experience speaking is and just how well you're able to engage your market when you do that. So if you're not speaking, I really want to encourage you to start putting your hand up and really actively pursue speaking gigs. I've been speaking locally for a little while now and my reputation's starting to grow, and it's a great way for me to hone my speaking skills. I always get an amazing response and I'm getting better at it. I've always loved to speak and I've never really had a problem with getting up on stage and speaking, but I'm just getting better at it. I don't need to do a lot of planning because everything that I want to speak about is in between my ears already. But the work that I had to get better at doing was my offer at the end. And I've got really good at pitching, and I've got great at honing my pitch at the end and offering something that people are going to jump on. That didn't happen overnight. I used to offer stuff that was just too big and too difficult and too much of an investment and too much of a jump. And people never used to jump on, Having my books now is great because people always buy my books. But just being able to offer something that's, something that people can act on very, very quickly is making all the difference. And so, last night I was able to pitch, my momentum sessions, and I included a free book at the end of it. And I had a couple of women jump on those straight away. So it's so worth doing. But even more than that, when you're in a room and you're delivering your message and you get to see the faces and you get to see the nods, you actually get to experience the fact that, okay, my message really is on point. And when I'm speaking to my tribe online, they're getting the message because they're getting it in person. If you can share that message in person and you're getting the nods and all that sort of stuff, it's really good confirmation that you're on the right track. So, I really strongly encourage you to go out and start to pursue speaking gigs. Now, you might want to avoid that if you have this fear of public speaking thing. But I really want you to push past that and think about what's a really low risk, low key kind of local event that you could speak at that you'd feel comfortable speaking at. I can remember back in the day, I used to spend a week planning any talk that I did and have copious amounts of notes. And I used to have PowerPoint because that would remind me of what I was supposed to say next. And now I can get up and speak for 20, 30 minutes. Sometimes I take a little card with me if there's points that I know I want to nail. But no PowerPoint or anything like that. I feel really comfortable now getting up and engaging with my audience. And I plan to do a lot more of it. And every time I speak, it opens more doors, without a doubt. One speaking gig leads to the next, to the next, to the next. It's a great growth strategy. It's a great way to know that your message is on point, and it's a great way to engage your market in the moment. So if you aren't speaking, I encourage you to do it. If you are speaking, I encourage you to do more of it. And if your pitch at the end isn't quite right, really work on that and nail it so that when you do speak, you're not just sharing your message, you're actually having an impact and you're inspiring people to take action so that you come away with something to show for it. Some speaking gigs I do are paid and others are not. So last night wasn't paid, but it was local and it wasn't going to take up much of my time. And it was just a great fun group of ladies. And I made money through the things that I had to sell on the night. So it all comes out in the wash. But for me, my goal this year is just to say yes to every speaking gig because I want more experience. I want to hone my pitch at the end, even more in a live room. And I know it's a great growth strategy for me and it'll work. So it will work for you too. And I encourage you to go out and do it. Have a great week. Bye.